everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to our YouTube channel at Brownlees Are Us, and I might put this on our Facebook channel also, so hey Facebook family, you know. So check this out, I'm super excited today. I'm at work right now, so if y'all see me looking around and things like that, I'm at work. But anywho, I'm super excited. Today is May the 14th, 2020. Why is this day so important? Real simple. Today, I'm officially a college graduate. I'm a college graduate. And why is this so big? Because people graduate all the time, right? Well, I have a little testimony I do want to share. But before we move forward, please stop on YouTube here, like and subscribe and share this video. This is going to be a word of encouragement for many people. And on Facebook, please share this video also. So check this out. I wanted to get on here and encourage you, my brothers and sisters, to keep going and finish the race. Finish what you started already. Please, you gotta finish. You gotta get in the fight and keep going. My life story is a true testimony, and I'm glad today is here so I could share this with you. Let me read this scripture before we get started. And right now, let me stop and pray, because I do want God to bless you in a mighty way through this testimony in this video. So Father, in the name of Jesus, God, I'm speaking to every individual who has stopped on their dream, who has stopped on their journey and said, God, this is over with. I'm done. It's too much. God, I pray that you give them grace to keep going, to push, and to find the finish line at the end of the race, God. Give them strength and endurance and empower them now in Jesus' name. Amen. So check this out. 1 Corinthians chapter 9 and verse 21, it says, don't you realize, this is in the New Living Translation, I love it, listen. It says, don't you realize that in a race, everyone runs, but only one person gets the prize? So run to win. Let me read that one more time. Don't you realize that in a race, everyone runs, but only one person gets the prize? So run to win. I love that scripture, and it is so vital and crucial to this point where I'm at right now. Back in 2010, here's the testimony. Back in 2010, fresh out of high school, and I'm going to the college that I'm about to graduate from in just a few hours, right? And I was that typical person. I was at a point in my life where I was like, you know what? I'm not really just trying to go hard at it. The grades, I'm on a band scholarship. Band is really all I'm really here for. Friends, all that kind of stuff. Living that type of life, right? And as the semesters rolled on in and out, I'm doing well in the easy classes, band, public speaking. I'm smart. I don't know if you can relate. I'm smart, but I do stupid stuff. I've done stupid stuff. That was me. I wasted a lot of time in 2010, 2011, and barely started in 2012. And I got the wake-up call when they said, you cannot get any more financial aid. 2012, yeah. You can't get any more financial aid. I've been on academic probation. Starting my second semester at the college. And by the way, it's Itawamba Community College in Fulton, Mississippi, the best start here, Chop Nation. Anyway, so check this out. So when I called myself getting serious about my education, it was a little late. It was far too late. And at the time, my wife, she was there. She was excelling, Phi Theta Kappa, the academic scholarships, and all of that, man. And I was happy for her, but on the inside, I was so upset with myself. And you might be saying, Robert, if you're so smart, what was the issue? I had a lot of things I laid on. It was a lot going on at my house, you know, family issues, and that can affect a lot of people. Even though the pressure, the choice relies on you, I was that person. I just said, you know what, just whatever with everything. I'm just sick and tired of it. So I let that first opportunity for free, not being focused, pass me by, pretty much. And I'm sure a lot of you out there in this land are the same way. You have the same testimony, right? You started at a certain place and it just didn't go up well. You fell off and you was like, there's no way I can rebound from it. So from 2012 up until this past year, 2019, let me go there, I was basically on a favor flow. What do I mean by that? I was on a flow to basically, God was like, I'm going to get you back in position, but I need you to wake up, grow up, and do as I say. Do as I say. Do as I'm instructing you. And I went through some rough times. Of course, in that time frame, my wife and I, we got married. She continued to pursue her education. She's working on her master's now. Woo-hoo! And I'm going to be right behind you, baby. So she's working on her master's. And in all this time of me jumping from manufacturing, warehousing, all that heavy labor, God gave me grace to get in the call center, healthcare, and I've been working in that vein, call center, healthcare, business arena for about the past 8 years, and God has blessed me. There have been jobs that I've had that I never thought I'd have without degrees, right? And I call that a favor flow, because God will put you in positions and in places that you never thought that you would be qualified for without certain things. But that's the greatest thing about God. He will take us where we are and supply our needs far beyond what we thought he could ever do. That's the type of God that we serve. So here it is, 2019. My wife had just received her bachelor's degree. And one thing I had to sit her down and tell her that all these years I was jealous hard. Not jealous because she did anything wrong, but because I did everything wrong, and I couldn't take seeing other people succeed, and I couldn't try to do anything on my own. All my life, things were just given to me, and not necessarily in a good way, but everything has just been handed to me, and I didn't work for anything. And I told my wife, I said, baby, your success is really pushing me. I want to go back because, now we have 3 children now, right? We have 3 children. They're high octane, energetic, and there are places that we want to be. There are places that we want to go. And we understand that education in this today's society is really going to get us there. So I told my wife, you know what, babe? What you're doing, your success is motivating me to get myself together and to pursue so that I can supply for my family in a whole new light, so that we both can be flexible. So what I did was, she didn't even know, summer 2019, I applied for college, I'm thinking all these academic probations, my GPA was so low, I just didn't know what to do. And miraculously, I think it was God that I got approved, right? I got approved for financial aid, and finally, boom, I get to start my journey back in college. That's when the door opened, but the enemy also come in to attack. Let's go to the next part. So this is what happens next. I start my first semester, and as I was talking to my advisor, she tells me, you have enough credits to graduate, but you do need these courses. You need these courses. I said, okay, cool. I'm excited, I'm motivated, but I took it upon myself to say, you know what, I'm not going to really tell anybody, because sometimes a part of me felt like if I just tell everybody, I'm going to be held to a certain degree that I can't focus, or whatever the case may be. I'm going to be held to a certain, and there's accountability where people will hold you to where you set your goals, but part of me was just like arrogant, or whatever you want to call it. That was me. So I just said, I'm not going to tell anybody, maybe a few people. So school started, and it hit me in a light that I didn't know. I didn't know it was going to be so difficult. My courses were hard too. They were extremely hard. And then on top of that, I take that back. My second semester courses were hard. My first semester courses were good. But what happened was, it was very difficult. I didn't know how my wife did it. Balancing 3 boys, a whole spouse, and working full time, and going to school at nights and online, man, that took a toll on me, man. but I didn't succeed like I want to. But I did pass my courses acceptable, let's put it like that. In the middle of that semester, my body, something happened. I was at work and I called my wife and I said, babe, I'm not feeling too good. And it's very rare for me to just out say that because I'm always an upbeat guy. And I got home and I just said, you know what? I'm going to just lay down, take a Tylenol, sleep it off, take a bath. And I started feeling a little better, but later on that night towards midnight, my body started shutting down. I could barely move. I couldn't crawl. I couldn't do anything. So get to the doctor, got in, my wife called the ambulance and just letting everybody know what's going on. Come to find out my body went septic. It was in sepsis, where my body was basically shutting all the way down. Muscle mass was leaving. Everything was just out of sorts. I'm in the hospital for 4 days. You will say you need to rest and recover. I'm thinking about my education. I'm thinking about my schoolwork. I'm literally can barely talk, but all I'm doing is trying to communicate with my instructors and things like that, because my mind is just like, I gotta do this because I don't want to get behind. That's how my passion was. But I do see it as an attack, that the enemy didn't want me to go in the direction that God had placed for me. And it goes back to the scripture I just read to you guys. It says this, and let me read it again. 1 Corinthians 9:24 says, don't you realize that in a race everyone runs, but only one person gets the prize? What does that mean? I was running because I wanted the prize of being able to excel. I wanted the prize of saying that I made it. But there was an enemy running against me. He might not have wanted to win, but he definitely didn't want me to make it either. So I was in the hospital for 3-4 days, come out, then I'm back in overnight. Like, this happened for weeks, causing me not to do as well as I wanted to, because I told my wife she's such an academic, excellent person, and she was my motivation, and I couldn't excel like I wanted to. And so here comes my next semester. I finally got all that under control, and my classes were extremely hard. And here with the COVID-19 dodging in and out, it got even harder and harder. But here it is, May 14th, 2020. I'm proud to say that despite the odds, I made it. Y'all, I made it. I made it. I won the race. And this is just the first race. I'm going to go for my bachelor's. Then I'm going for my master's. And Lord's willing, I will go for my doctorate as well. And see, what I want you people, and let me say this to you. My dad told me this, and my dad, he's a pastor. He loves storytelling. He loves parables, I say. He used to ask me this question when I was younger, and I always thought he was joking around. My dad said, son, what do you call a doctor who graduates last of his class? And I was like, what? Because I thought he was joking. He said, he's still a doctor. What does that mean? Just because you finish last, you might not win, but you finish. And just because you finish last does not mean that you're any less of the person in the first place. Because each person in the race, they have different attributes. They have different strengths. But it's up to you to use the strengths that you have to finish. That doesn't make you any less of an electrician, a minister, singer, musician, doctor, lawyer. Even if you come up last, you are still that. I thought I was a failure up until this point. Me. I thought I was a failure up until this point. I thought I couldn't succeed. I thought I couldn't do it. But God gave me the grace to say, son, you can finish. And I want to tell you guys, you can finish this race. If you don't finish first, finish. I've seen a lot of athletes, they might not finish, they might not win, but they give it their heart as long as they accomplish what they set to do. Play hard, give it their all and their best, and they can do this. My question to you is, are you going to throw in the towel, or are you going to keep going? Get up. Like I said to myself, get up, finish the race. It's not over. It's not over, people. It's not over. You still got gas in the tank. You still got some fighting left. Don't you realize that in a race everyone is running? Only one person gets the prize. So run to win. If you don't win, keep running, because you still got to finish the race. I want to tell you, my brother, you, my sister, wherever you are, you still got to finish the race. You still must finish the race. I got up, even if it was about 8 years later. I kept running. Because the race is not done until you actually cross the line. There's still a race even when you quit. Pick up where you left off. Keep running. I love you guys. Let this be an empowering word for you guys. Get up and keep running. You have the enduring power. Get up and win. Get up and run. Finish the race. You can do this. And then you can be like me, despite the odds. It's graduation time. Like, subscribe. I love you guys.